Chosen one, listen carefully, because something just shifted in a way you cannot yet fully see. The person who hurt you, the one who thought they could walk away without consequence, just felt something they cannot explain. It was subtle, almost unnoticeable at first, but deep within them, something stirred. A sudden thought, a strange feeling, a moment of discomfort they could not shake. They may try to ignore it, they may try to distract themselves, but what they felt was real. This is not a coincidence. This is not random. This is the beginning of something that has already been set into motion. While you were focusing on healing, while you were trying to move forward despite the weight in your heart, something greater was happening behind the scenes. God has been watching everything, every tear you held back, every moment you chose silence instead of reaction, every time you decided not to become bitter even when you had every reason to. And now, something has been released. The shift you feel in your spirit is connected to what they are experiencing right now. They cannot understand why your presence is suddenly crossing their mind, why memories they buried are resurfacing, why peace seems to slip away when they least expect it. This is not about revenge, and it is not about punishment in the way the world understands it. This is about balance. This is about truth rising to the surface. You may not see it yet, and that is what makes this moment so powerful. Because while everything may look the same on the outside, something has already changed in the unseen. The person who once caused you pain is now standing at the edge of something they never prepared for. And you, chosen one, are at the center of this shift, even if you feel quiet, even if you feel unnoticed. Stay with me, because what I am about to reveal next will help you understand why this moment is happening now, and why their sudden feeling is only the beginning of what is about to unfold. My child, there is something you must understand about everything you went through, because none of it was unseen and none of it was ignored. The pain you carried was deeper than most people ever realized. On the surface, you may have appeared calm, strong, and unshaken, but inside, you were fighting battles that no one else could hear. The person who hurt you never fully understood the weight of what they did. They saw your silence and mistook it for weakness. They saw your patience and thought it meant you would always tolerate the pain. They never stopped to consider the nights when your thoughts would not rest, when questions filled your mind, and when your heart tried to make sense of something that never should have happened. But I saw every moment of it. I saw the times you wanted to speak but chose peace instead. I saw the moments when anger tried to take hold, but you held on to your spirit and refused to let it change who you are. You were tested in ways that shaped your strength. Even when it felt like it was breaking, there were days when you questioned everything. You wondered if your kindness had been a mistake, if your trust had been misplaced, and if your silence had allowed things to go too far. Those thoughts were heavy, and they lingered longer than you expected. Yet even in those moments, something within you refused to completely give up. You continued moving forward, even if it was slow, even if it was painful. The person who hurt you never saw that part of your journey. They did not see the courage it took for you to keep going when your heart felt tired. They did not understand that your silence was not surrender, but strength. They believed they could walk away untouched, as if their actions would never return to them in any form. But what they failed to realize is that nothing escapes what is seen beyond the surface. You carried your pain quietly, and that quiet endurance became something powerful. Every tear you held back, every moment you chose not to retaliate, every time you decided to protect your peace instead of chasing answers, it all mattered. It was not weakness. It was discipline. It was growth. And it was a sign that your spirit was stronger than the situation you were placed in. While others may have reacted with anger or bitterness, you chose a different path, even when it felt unfair. That choice did not go unnoticed. It created a shift that is only now beginning to reveal itself. The person who hurt you believed the story ended when they walked away, or when the faga or when the falava situation faded from their immediate reality. They convinced themselves that time would erase everything, that distance would protect them from ever having to face what they did. But time does not erase truth. It only delays the moment when truth rises to the surface. And now, that moment is approaching. What you experienced was not meaningless, and it was not wasted. It became part of a greater process that is now turning in your favor. I know there were times when you felt alone in your thoughts, when you wondered if anyone truly understood the depth of what you went through. Those moments tested your spirit in ways that cannot be explained easily. Yet, even in that isolation, you were not abandoned. Every silent prayer, every thought you struggled to release, every effort you made to heal instead of break, it all built something within you. That strength is now part of the reason why everything is beginning to shift. The person who hurt you may have believed they had control over how things ended, but they never had control over what would come next. What they could not see was that your response, your restraint, and your decision to keep your heart from becoming hardened created a path that is now unfolding in ways they never expected. The pain you carried has become the foundation for something greater. And as you continue forward, you will begin to understand that what you endured was not the end of your story. It was the moment that prepared everything that is now beginning to move behind the scenes. My child, something is happening to them right now, and even they cannot fully understand it. There is a quiet disturbance settling into their spirit, a feeling they cannot easily explain or escape. It does not come as something loud or obvious, but rather as a subtle, persistent discomfort that follows them when they least expect it. Moments of silence feel heavier than before. Thoughts they believed were long gone are beginning to return without warning. Your name, your presence, the memory of what they did, it is all rising back to the surface in a way that feels unfamiliar to them. They may try to push it away, to distract themselves, to convince their mind that it is nothing, but deep down, they know something has shifted. There are moments when they pause, even if only for a second, and feel something they cannot label. It may come as regret or confusion, or even an unexplained heaviness that settles in their chest. They may not admit it, and they may not show it to anyone around them, but something inside them is no longer at ease. The peace they once carried so easily is no longer as steady as it used to be. It comes and goes, interrupted by thoughts they cannot control. This is not random, and it is not something that will simply fade away. What they are feeling is the beginning of a deeper awareness, one that they never prepared themselves to face. They are starting to reflect, even if they resist it. Small reminders appear in unexpected ways. A place, a word, a moment that suddenly connects them back to you. These are not coincidences. They are part of a process that is unfolding step by step. What was once buried is being brought back into the light, not all at once, but gradually, in a way that forces them to feel it rather than ignore it. They may question why this is happening now, why these thoughts are returning when they believed everything had already passed. But the truth is, nothing truly disappears when it has not been resolved. It waits, quietly, until the right moment arrives. What they did carried weight, even if they chose not to acknowledge it at the time. And now, that weight is beginning to return in a different form. It is not about punishment as the world sees it. It is about balance. It is about a shift that brings awareness where there was once avoidance. The energy they released through their actions is now finding its way back, not in the same way, but in a way that touches their thoughts, their emotions, and their sense of peace. They are beginning to feel what they once overlooked. You may not see any of this with your eyes, and that is why it feels almost unreal. On the outside, everything may appear normal. They may continue their life as if nothing has changed. But inside, something is no longer aligned the way it used to be. There is a quiet unraveling taking place, a subtle shift that is guiding them toward a realization they cannot escape forever. And while this is happening to them, you are being kept at a distance from the chaos of it. You are not meant to carry this anymore. If you feel a strange sense of calm or a shift in your own spirit, that is not accidental. It is connected to what is happening right now. Type 111 if you can feel that something is changing, even if you cannot explain it. Because what is unfolding is not just about them. It is part of a greater movement that is restoring balance, and this moment is only the beginning of what is about to reveal itself. My child, while all of this is unfolding in ways you cannot see, you must understand that you are not meant to focus on them anymore. What is happening in their life is being handled in a way that does not require your involvement, your energy, or your attention. You do not need to seek answers from them, and you do not need to wait for an apology to move forward. What you have been searching for is not going to come from their words, but from the peace that is now beginning to settle within your own spirit. God is working behind the scenes in ways that go far beyond what your eyes can currently understand. Every detail is being arranged with purpose, even the ones that seem small or insignificant right now. There is a quiet shift happening in your life as well, and it is just as important as what is taking place in theirs. While they are experiencing confusion and unrest, you are being guided toward clarity and peace. You may start to notice that certain thoughts no longer carry the same weight they once did. The memories that used to bring pain may begin to feel distant, as if they are slowly losing their hold on you. This is not you forgetting what happened, but rather you being freed from the emotional weight that was attached to it. That is part of the healing that has already begun within you. You do not need to force anything to happen. You do not need to chase closure or try to make sense of everything all at once. What is meant to be understood will become clear at the right time. For now, your focus is not on what was lost, but on what is being restored. There are doors that are quietly opening for you, opportunities that are beginning to take shape, and moments of peace that are entering your life without effort. These are signs that something greater is unfolding for you, something that is not connected to the pain you once carried, but to the strength you gained from it. While they are being led to face what they avoided, you are being led toward a new beginning. This is where the balance becomes clear. You are not being pulled back into the past. You are being moved forward into something better. The heaviness that followed you for so long is starting to lift, even if it happens slowly. You may feel a calmness that you cannot fully explain, a sense that things are beginning to align in your favor. That feeling is real. It is a sign that you are no longer standing in the same place you once were. Trust that what is happening behind the scenes is working for your good. Even when nothing seems to be changing on the surface, movement is still taking place. People, situations, and opportunities are being aligned in ways that will soon become visible to you. You are being positioned for something that requires a lighter heart, a clearer mind, and a stronger sense of self. That is why this process is necessary. It is not just about closing one chapter. It is about preparing you for the next one. You are not forgotten, and you are not being left behind while others move forward. Your path is being carefully guided, step by step. What is meant for you will not pass you by, and what once hurt you will no longer have the power to define where you are going. Stay with this process, even if it feels quiet, even if it feels slow. Because everything that is happening right now is leading you toward a place where peace replaces confusion, and where your future is no longer tied to your past. My beloved child, as you stand in this moment, I want you to understand something that is deeper than everything you have heard so far. What is unfolding in your life right now is not, and it is not temporary. It is part of a greater shift that is shaping not only your present, but your future as well. You are not the same person you were when the pain first entered your life. You have grown, even in ways you did not notice at the time. The strength that now lives within you was built through moments that once felt unbearable. And that strength is the reason you are able to stand where you are now, no longer broken by what happened, but slowly rising beyond it. There will be signs that begin to appear around you, small at first, almost easy to overlook. A sudden sense of peace where there used to be overthinking. A moment of clarity where confusion once filled your mind. A feeling that something is aligning, even if you cannot fully explain it. These are not coincidences. They are reminders that the process has already begun, and that what you once carried is being replaced with something lighter. You may also notice that your energy is no longer drawn toward the past in the same way. The need to revisit what happened, to question it, or to understand it completely will begin to fade. In its place, there will be a quiet acceptance, a knowing that you no longer need those answers to move forward. What hurt you did not come to destroy you. It came to reveal a part of you that could not have been discovered any other way. Your patience, your restraint, your ability to hold on to your spirit even when it was tested, these are not small things. They are the very qualities that are now guiding you into a new season of your life. A season where your peace is protected, where your energy is no longer wasted on things that drain you, and where your path becomes clearer with each step you take. You may still have moments where doubt tries to return, where a small part of you wonders if everything you are feeling is real. When that happens, remind yourself of how far you have already come. You are no longer standing in the same emotional space. You are no longer reacting the way you once did. That alone is proof that something has already changed within you, and that inner change is what will continue to shape everything around you. There are blessings that are moving toward you, even now, quietly and steadily. Some of them will arrive in ways you expect, while others will come as a surprise, appearing at the exact moment you need them. These blessings are not just rewards. They are confirmations that your faith, your patience, and your strength were never wasted. They are part of the restoration that is now taking place in your life. As you move forward, keep your heart open, but also protected. Not everything deserves your energy anymore. You have learned what it means to give, and now you are learning what it means to receive. The balance is returning, not only in the situation you experienced, but within your own spirit as well. Type Amen if you are ready to receive what is meant for you. Type 777 if you trust that everything is aligning in your favor. Because what is ahead of you is not defined by what you lost, but by what you have become. And what you have become is stronger, wiser, and ready for the life that is now unfolding before you.